This is the Trauma Informed School Conference, and it is geared towards helping educators understand from a child's perspective what happens to them when they're impacted by trauma, what happens to their brain, what happens to their thinking, what happens to their regulatory systems and their sensory systems, but also to their belief systems. It's all about understanding from the child's perspective how they are struggling. Our children exemplify their trauma and their stress through negative behaviors. And we have to understand that these aren't just about behaviors. The behaviors are only a manifestation of what has happened prior to that. And when we can get to the root of what has happened, then we have the ability to move our students back to a place, to a love for learning. And so our main mission with this conference is to help educators understand the tools and the things that they need to go back to their classroom, back to their buildings, and be able to make the difference through the application and it's really the translation of the theory into the what to do.
To me, trauma-informed means having that lens, that understanding that behaviors are really rooted in different parts of the brain. Behavior is a form of communication, and therefore a lot of the difficult behaviors that we see at school could likely be indicative of something else going on.
Being trauma-informed creates gentleness, you know? It makes a community.
It is finding the informed piece is about how to come back into our center and how to find a place, some equilibrium within that.
Like, I feel like I've learned a lot of things that I can put into my workshops for the kids, a lot of conversations that I can start having with my teachers.
Everything from the food to the layout to how they did everything was very purposeful with intent, and it's just a really great conference for us. That's why we came back here, and we're going to definitely continue to be here in the future as well.
Lots and lots of decision makers, lots of people who are involved in all parts of their life in trauma, and it's just really a who's who of trauma experts, and the passion here is incredible, districts, and I'm just thrilled to be part of it.
We need to be trauma educated, and that's what this conference does. They bring in amazing speakers. They are talking with each other as educators and as administrators and social workers. This is something that we need for our children. We need to do better. We can do better, and we ought to do better.
We love the energy, the intentionality of the educators and administrators that are here. The conversations we have are just so rich.
Trauma-informed is a big buzzword, and so everybody kind of has a different approach to what that means. And I think a conference like this brings all those parties together, all the stakeholders together, if you will, to collaborate, learn from each other, share information with each other, and really just then provides that energy to go out, because it's not just the people that are attending this conference that get impacted, but they're going out and sharing it with their coworkers, sharing it with their staff, and then that's obviously impacting the students. And so that's going to impact tens of thousands of students, and that's why I think that things like this are so incredibly important.